DEMOS, Democratic Efficacy and the Varieties of Populism in Europe, is a 3-year project funded by the European Commission. Now, there is a tremendous amount of literature on populism, so the question is that what can our project bring to it? As the title suggests, we will first and foremost study the varieties of populism across Europe, contextualize the populist phenomena into history, culture and political systems. At the same time, we assume that there might be a common ground behind these very different populist manifestations, a common psychological ground, grounded in emotions like fear, frustrations, anger and so on. This is an emerging field, I mean, political psychology in general and psychology of the populist attitudes. Now, most of the populism research focuses on the meso level, meaning movements, parties, leaders and populist discourses. We will obviously study some of these phenomena in order to better understand the patterns of the populist varieties. However, we will broaden the scope of research into 2 directions. On one hand, we will focus on the macro level, not the democratic quality issue because it has been included into populism research, but mostly we will focus on governance and public policy making on one hand, and constitutional interpretations on the other. At the same time, we will also study how individuals react to the populist challenge. How do they cope with it? People like journalists, teachers, NGO activists, or members of the target groups of the populist movement. Now, the other core concept of the project is democratic efficacy. Democratic efficacy builds on the well-known in political science, idea of political efficacy, which is an attitudinal variable, meaning that it expresses a belief of the citizen about the extent to which she is able to express her interest and concerns toward the political system, and the extent to which the political system is open or reactive to her concerns and interests. Again, this expresses a belief. We will include into this notion some measurable variables like political knowledge, political skills, patterns of media consumption, and we will contextualize it into political systems, media landscape and the populist manifestations. Because we believe that if populism is a widespread phenomenon today, it's partly because it expresses a mismatch between how the political system operates and what the expectations of citizens are towards the political system. So to sum up, DEMOS is a 3-year project with 15 consortium members from all around Europe. We will do a lot of work in the coming years, so please follow our results on our channels.